I'm sure we'll soon be getting confirmation that the next campaign they're going forward with will be the Cell Saga campaign. The reason I'm saying this, the two new pieces of information is that Perfect Cell is getting a Zenkai, the Legends Limited, alongside them releasing a free-to-play Kami-fused Piccolo. It should go without saying, both of these characters are Cell Saga characters, and you could say it's also a nice touch coming out of the Android Saga. It mainly was, but they dropped the Legends Limited Fusion Zamasu, so of course the main tag between the previous releases were all future. But besides from Zamasu, it all leads into the Cell Saga, which I'm sure we'll be getting next. Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here we're going to be discussing what units we could possibly get for this Cell Saga campaign. Now, it might not specifically be a Cell Saga campaign, it might also just be an Android Saga campaign in addition, so I'll be infusing the two for this video to put out some serious contenders, some 1% Sparkings, some Legends Limited, and 1 or 2 Ultra possibilities. Let's get into this. Alright, so I felt it best to start with the 1% Sparkings, and there's quite a few depending on how many banners they drop, so I'm assuming they would drop 1 Legends Limited and 1 Ultra. We're somewhat due an Ultra. It seems like they're accelerating the rate that they drop Ultras anyways, so we've had one for the festival, we just gone through the whole of January, and as of recent times we've had an Ultra in January, but we didn't get one this year, so it's most likely we're going to get one in February. But let's start with the 1% because they're definitely going to drop a Legends Limited banner. They've been doing good so far with the 1%. They dropped 17, 18. They work super well together, especially if you run them together. You got to run them together, or at least with a 17 and with an 18 when you're running the opposite counterpart. Anyways, first one I got here is Android 19. Should go without saying, you know, these guys are part of the saga, so I'm just putting them out there as 1% Sparkings. What they'll do, they could actually make the absorption thing actually useful. You know, if you've played Kakarot, if you've played Sparking Zero early days, this guy is a rat, absolute rat. Same thing here with Dr. Gero, Android 20, however you want to call him. I'm gonna go Dr. Gero. They could make these 1% banging, bro. They could actually make them cook, and these guys will be annoying. They can make the absorption thing really nice. There's potential here. Hopefully they don't, because that would be annoying, because we saw how Super 17 plays, right? If this guy or this guy able to do that, I'll be annoyed, man. You know how PvP is gonna go. These units are gonna be the rat units of death. But yeah, moving forward, of course, Cell Jr. we need a, I don't know if we need one, but a 1% Sparking might be nice. We don't have a 1% Sparking of a Cell Jr. Do we even have a Cybermen one? I don't know, but these guys were actually putting up a good fight against the Z-Fighters, so I think that at least one is worth getting a 1% Sparking. But hey, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm tweaking on that opinion. But cool. I also felt like they could expand on the Z-Fighters just in general. So they add Super Warriors, right? They could expand on that as well. They try to do the free-to-play thing, and those free-to-plays don't bang, you know. But whatever. They drop a Yamcha. They drop a Krillin. Either or, it could work, you know. I don't want them to drop more androids like 17, 18, 16. These two are exception because we haven't got one in a while. But you know, Yamcha and Krillin, they could work, and I think it would be cool, you know, if any of these two dropped. You know, the rest of them, Goku, Vegeta, it's a bit repetitive with those, so I want to mix it up. And if they actually make these guys good, people that want to invest in them would work, but it shouldn't be no, like, you know, those Sparking only banners. It needs to be side units on a Legends Limited, so people pull them as the side thing but actually see value in them as a result. Because if they're only the main attraction on the banner, people won't feel like, alright, cool, let me summon for this. People just won't, because it's not worth it. The Legends Limiteds, the Ultras are always more worthwhile. So yeah, I don't know how good these will be, but hey, they just depends on how the devs go about it, and it could work out. Ultimately, if Cell Saga actually becomes something useful, then all of these guys are in a good position regardless. So yeah, Cell Saga / Android Saga, you know, depending on how they're going about it. I wanted to separate this as a 1% Sparking because I felt it would go so crazy. I don't think it would be a Legends Limited, but if it was, they would have to customize the animations a lot. But there are animations, I believe, because it's just a Goku and a Gohan, so they can get creative with it, I feel. Having these guys base form, they could also be a transforming tag unit. That could be something we've seen. Not necessarily a synchro, they literally just transform. If it's that case, they would have to be a Legends Limited, so Part of the reason why I have them in their own segment is because I didn't know whether to go 1% Sparking as a whole or Legends Limited as a whole. But, you know, depending on how they create the character, so it'll be a Gohan Goku tag unit. They can be in base or they can be in Super Saiyan. The armor outfit, which is cool because we haven't seen, well, not in a Sparking variation, any of these guys in this outfit before, so it'll be pretty unique, you know, a new feel, first of something we haven't seen, and that will go crazy. I think that'll go crazy. People would just love to see it. The dynamic father and son, it works. We have a Trunks and Vegeta father and son, but we don't have a Goku and Vegeta father and son, you know, anything. I don't think. I hope I'm not forgetting something, because I feel like that's not something I would forget. So yeah, that could be the first of its kind. I didn't know whether to put this as an LL or a Sparking, but that can be down to you, and you can obviously see the variation. So if it's just a Sparking, it could just be, you know, these two in base form. But then if it's a Legends Limited, they might have some unique mechanic which allows them to transform, or they would just be Super Saiyan. I know, of course, they didn't necessarily fight anybody in these costumes besides from training with each other, but again, it's down to them customizing it, so I'm just putting it out there as an idea that could be nice. Alright, let me chill out. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I would actually summon if they dropped a Legends Limited TN. I'm semi-trolling here, but I would so be there for this. You don't understand. This is like, we have to pull for the memes. We have to. And you're telling me it wouldn't be cool? Tell me it wouldn't be cool. Let me in that. Bro, you can't say this wouldn't be cool, bro. I'ma need that Legends Limited here. And the LF would go so crazy. And he's just beaming while the legendary finish thing is on the screen. All the way until the game also flashes out. He's still beaming. That would go so crazy, bro. I would be so here for a Legends Limited TN. If anybody that's not part of the main cast deserves to have a Legends Limited, please, devs, cook with TN. Drop him as, like, I don't even know, like, the first 1% Sparking with a legendary finish. I need him to be something valuable, and it would just be the biggest thing ever for no reason. Like, it doesn't need to be big at all, but it would be, like, maybe massive, you know. Alright, let me get into some serious candidates though, but please, devs, just make Legends enjoyable, please. Now we gotta get into the important stuff, the stuff you don't want to hear but might want to hear. First, we got a Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2. I don't want to be the messenger for this, because then people are gonna shoot me, and I always say don't shoot the messenger, but there's gonna be people shooting me. Let's be honest. Let's be so honest, yeah. I know they dropped Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan last year. I know they dropped Ultimate Gohan last year. I know they dropped Ultra Beast Gohan not even 3 months ago. But goddamn, these devs know they haven't dropped their Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2. They know they haven't dropped the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So I don't know what people are expecting. They are definitely going to drop a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. It's so likely, and people think it's not likely. I kid you not. This will sell. The game needs to become Gohan Ball Legends. I don't know why people would expect otherwise. I don't want it to drop, but wow, it's so likely that it is to drop. So please, devs, don't drop this. But if it does drop, just say I told you so. I didn't want it to be the case. I'm not even going to spend long speaking on this one, but I really don't want this to drop. But it's so likely. Drop the Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, a new one, and then they dropped the Ultra Perfect Cell. Similar to how they did the Saga from the Movies campaign, they dropped the Legends Limited Goku from the Tree of Might movie, but then they dropped the Ultra Turles as the antagonist. They follow through that same scheme. Oh my god, that's a problem. Right, so this one here is a very highly anticipated one that we must have. You know, maybe we're not going to get it in this campaign because I'm leaning more towards strictly Cell Saga characters. But if they do try filter in some Android Saga stuff, I am here for this black tank top Trunks. I am here for it. It would look super nice, and this version of Trunks is just awful. Now, the main reason I think they would drop this guy, or could drop this guy, would simply be just to avoid the Gohan tax. We really don't want the Gohan tax in Dragon Ball Legends, where the game goes downhill. Even though they probably earn more bank, it goes downhill because Gohan is a unit that breaks the game. If they drop a Trunks, you know they're not going to make him a top 1. They're going to hold back a little bit. They can't be having the Trunks at the top of the game, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to drop the Trunks, and it's going to look good. It's going to feel like you're using a fun unit. But outside of that, is it going to be anything game-changing? Not really. But is it going to look amazing? 100%. Especially with the animation they've already brought out this year with the Trunks and Gohan and the Fusions of Masu. They're 2 for 2 right now in animations. I have to say, they are 2 for 2 very easily. So this Trunks here would actually go crazy. You know, he was dishing out work to them androids. Trunks was dishing out work. No cap. But yeah, I'm going to try stick towards more Cell Saga specifically, but this would go hard nonetheless. Earlier in this video, I addressed being avoidant of androids, but this is very much likely a possibility. I was also avoidant of Gohan, but I still have to mention it if it's a possibility. So the same thing with Android 16, I think this is actually a lot more possible than people think. His legendary finish would be nice, you know. It would just hit. They can make it non-canon as well. It doesn't even matter. It just needs to look good. With the self-destruct, I think that would hit. But outside of that, they've already been buffing androids. They've dropped Android 17 and 18. And who's the third guy to go with them? Bingo! Android 16! If they drop a legendary finish this guy, then they drop the 17, 18, 1% Sparkings that were on the Trunks and Gohan and the Fusions of Masu banner. That works out. Androids get their juice while the Cell Saga's also going up. Android Saga has their buffs prior. Things are looking up for almost every team that they buffed, and it synergizes pretty well. The animation would look amazing. The explosion would look great. It doesn't need to actually replicate what happens in the series, because we've seen so many Vegetos, you know. Well, we've seen two legendary, every Vegeto actually. I just thought about it for a second. Every Vegeto, they be finishing people. He ain't never done he ain't never done that, so they can just pull out stuff. They can. So yeah, Android 16 will look nice. I think it'll be a very flary animation that we could see. How they go about it is up to them. Do I think it's something we will see? I don't know, but it's something I wouldn't mind seeing. It's something I would summon on personally. No. But it would be super clean, and I know you guys can agree with that nonetheless. Imagine having Android 16 top 1 in Dragon Ball Legends. That would be such a, like, how did that happen? Who let that happen, you know? But that's also what makes it fun. So, hey, I'm supporting this, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But if it does happen, it was more likely than it seemed. We're bringing this Legends Limited Copium back. I remember in the festival, man, this was looking very, very likely, and they just didn't drop it. This could have been the biggest thing they dropped in the festival, and it could have turned the whole festival around hype-wise. Sparking Zero brought us the father-son final flash. Boy, this is still doable now. They might have a whole comeback because they haven't dropped the game originals in a minute. So maybe they are going to drop one, and now would be a nice time having Vegeta and Trunks to be that high rarity unit. Yo, it's an idea. It's possible. Do I think it's likely? Nuh-uh. Do I think we're getting this? No way. But it's in the conversation just because it was an idea in the festival, especially with Sparking Zero coming out recently. People were just throwing out any Sparking Zero idea. Gohan Black, they were just saying stuff. I was like, I guess, like, the game just came out a couple days ago. Guys already saying, when are we getting this in Legends? Take it easy. I was the biggest perpetrator. I was pushing the ideas. But to be fair, in my defense, I was putting out percentages on how likely they were, and for most of them I felt they were unlikely. But boy, if anyone was likely, this one was hitting. This one was actually hitting, because it's not even that crazy, and we already got a father-son game originals, the first and only one, Bardock and Goku. We have that. So this one didn't look that ridiculous, man. I don't know, but hey, this could be something we do get. Hopefully they do some custom work, but I just want to put this out there as an idea because it was looking super nice at the time of the festival. We got the Ultra ready here. We got Perfect Cell. Let me even full screen that so it looks nicer for you guys. I feel like this one's the most probable, the one people are looking forward to the most. I think this one would be the most hyped, but it's also the most expected. It would contrast how we got Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan last year. So this year we get Ultra Perfect Cell. Just to put as a side note, we also got Ultra Golden Frieza last year, and somebody brought up the idea that we get a Ultra Super Saiyan Blue Goku from Resurrection of F to also contrast last year, and that mirror would be perfect. But you could also say, did you see what I did there? But you could also say this would also be the flip side of us getting a Ultra Beast Gohan. So we have Ultra Beast. You know he fought Cell Max, but we're not getting a Cell Max. So we get an Ultra Perfect Cell. And he just is dominating. We already know that the purple Legends Limited Zenkai Cell, he does crazy damage towards Hybrid Saiyans. Imagine what Ultra Perfect Cell is going to do against Hybrid Saiyans. He's going to have vengeance, bro. Literally take them out for the count. They brought back Gotenks as well on the limited revival banner. I think that's what it's called. So Hybrid Saiyans has some stock. They dropped a Trunks and Gohan. It could all just build up for this guy to drop. I think this guy's obviously the most probable. Again, most expected. We already have an Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So unless they drop a Father-Son Kamehameha, which I hope they don't as an Ultra, this guy would be the most expected one, so I don't think it's with outside of bounds, but I'm just putting that out there. I think this would go crazy. You know, not much more to say. It's Ultra Perfect Cell. Everybody's expecting it. This could definitely be a Legends Limited as well. I hope they don't make it a Legends Limited. It could also be an Ultra. I don't want it to be an Ultra either. I think this would be a lazy cop-out for the Cell Saga as a whole, because it would be a Goku with animations that aren't too different from something we've got. Of course it will be good, and the instant transmission mechanic, we have it on a character already. They could just Zenkai that 1% sparking and make him elite instead of dropping the same thing as a Legends Limited. I think it would waste opportunity to make the Cell Saga something instead of just buffing Son family Saiyans indirectly, especially depending on the element that they make this Goku. If they do decide to drop him, it would be such a waste, man. It would be such a waste. But obviously that instant transmission blue card that green Goku has high potential, and if they put on a Legends Limited, it'd be somewhere just. But they could also just make a good Zenkai, you know. That's also just a choice. And then drop one of those platinum equipments, actually make them good, you know. They could just do that back to back and then make it banging. But hey, you know, that's not happening. But yeah, I think this would just be lazy in general. I wouldn't want them to do this, but if they do this, it would have to be in combination with something that I'm gonna talk about in a second. So this would be an acceptable Ultra. Also want them against, and again, I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot me, please, please, bro, please, bro. So what would happen is the Ultra or the Legends Limited, whichever one, I'm just the messenger. Revives, I'm just the messenger. Please, please. Revives into a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Vegeta assist. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. And that would kind of be banging. Kind of be banging. We haven't got a Legend Limited Super Saiyan Goku. But the fact that it has the second half of it, you know. And it's like they incorporated 3 units into it because Vegeta's on the unit somewhat, you know what I'm saying? But with Gohan, that would be such a weird mix, but it would hit. It would actually be banging. But hey, do I want to see that? 100% not. But is it reasonable? I think it is. I think it's reasonable. I think it's within reason. It's not too far-fetched. As an Ultra, potentially. But as a Legends Limited, no. But I'm putting it at the end of the video because I think it's can go any direction depending on how they produce the unit. Even the succession mechanic is in conversation now, which gives me a headache. So yeah, there's so many ways we can go about this. Cell Saga campaign could be the best thing. I don't think it can be the best thing, actually. I think it can be great, or it can be one of the worst periods of Dragon Ball Legends ever, depending on the decisions the devs make. Obviously, I've been assuming it's a Cell Saga campaign. I hope it is, but hey, we'll have to see. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I'm not sure how they're gonna go about this Cell Saga campaign. I'm assuming it's a Cell Saga campaign. They literally dropped a free-to-play and a Legends Limited Zenkai. That's literally a gateway into this whole campaign, so I'm sure it's going to be. But let me know if there's anything I missed out, something you feel could be possible that I didn't mention in this video. But hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching the video, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.